The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Overnight, it happened. The real Martha that Baby Reindeer is based on has spoken to Piers Morgan.
Okay, for everybody out there, this has been out for a couple of weeks now, Baby Reindeer on Netflix, and everybody has been talking about it. But I know there's a number of people who have not seen this at all.
No, that's true.
The premises of it now?
So he's a comedian, and in the show he is stalked by a woman. He strikes up a loose friendship. He's kind to her, but he's troubled as well. There's no perfect heroes in this story. But clearly, and it says at the outset it's based on a true story, that these things really happened, but that some of it's fictionalised, obviously, for TV. And there are articles now where you can read which bits were true and which bits weren't. But he encouraged people to not try and hunt down the real person that Martha is based on, because he's like, she's clearly suffering with mental illness, so just leave her alone. That's not what the show's about. That's not the message you should be taking away from the show, is that you need to hunt down the real woman. But of course, people didn't listen to that. And
the sleuths.
The sleuths found her. They found her on Twitter and discovered that she had tweeted things to him previously, and so now she has spoken to Piers Morgan overnight.
Imagine what he paid her to get her on. This is the biggest thing in the world right now.
That's right. He said there hadn't been this much anticipation for one of his interviews since he spoke to Ronaldo.
There you go, Ronaldo.
So let's hear a little snippet. The real woman's name is Fiona Harvey, and she is speaking to Piers Morgan.
He asked me to sleep with him. He said, would I like my curtains fixed? And I laughed. And he said, that's a euphemism. Do you want me to come home with you? And I said, I've got a boyfriend. I gave him the brush off big time, I think. I don't fancy little boys without jobs.
Righto, don't fancy little boys without jobs.
So that, if you've seen that scene is referred to in
yes.
that's a familiar
hanging the
scene.
curtains. They come up a number of times.
Yeah, that's right. And from his point of view, it was a joke from watching the show. She clearly has a different perception of what happened. I don't know. A couple of times when you've thrown that line at me, Nat, I know exactly what's going on in your mind. I'm a blinds girl.
That was Venetian.
It's going to be interesting. She's saying she's going to sue Netflix and potentially Richard Gadd, the creator of the show, as well.
Well, I think that she's entitled. Like, he's going to make money. So I don't know what he's earned over this, but this is #1 show on Netflix, right? All around the world.
Yes.
She's entitled, I believe, to have some kind of...
Yes, he was under the impression that he had protected her identity enough, but clearly it wasn't, because they found her almost immediately.
They found her within days. She's on Piers Morgan.
I know.
She deserves
she'd be being
it's
paid.
Her story too.
She's being paid for this interview, clearly.
It'd be huge money too. Huge money.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. She denies, for what it's worth. She says she never sent 41,000 emails. You would think that would be easy to prove one way or the other. And she believes that when he's talking about all the voicemails she left, her defence for that is that she said he obviously recorded conversations that they had and then edited them to sound like voicemails. I'm like,
right.
I don't know about that.
Look, it is when you watch Baby Reindeer, if you haven't seen it already, you will have an opinion that he contributes at some stage
100%.
to the relationship.
And I think that's part of the thing, is that there are no perfect victims in these situations.
No.
It doesn't mean that there's no offences being caused. On the show, it says that she goes to prison for it. That part of it is not true. She didn't go to prison for stalking him.
Okay, I didn't know that. Very interesting. There'll be more to come out of this, I'd imagine.
I know. So, yeah, we'll all be watching the whole thing.
Oh, no doubt.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We've got a special guest in the studio. The Perth Comedy Festival is in full swing. There are comedians popping up left, right and centre.
Yeah, they are. Falling out of the trees.
This one.
This one.
Ivan Aristeguieta.
Also known as this one.
This one. I was trying to remember your nickname. It's the something from Caracas, but I forgot what
the Maracas from Caracas.
There
Yeah.
we go. Venezuelan, but now one of us.
Yes, I'm a citizen now. I'm a citizen.
Are you?
I identify as Australian now.
Yes, you married in?
Yeah, my pronouns are yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah. Oh, of course. Yeah, nah.
Nailed it.
Of course.
You are one of us.
Ivan, doing the test, become Australian.
All right.
How did you go through? How did you do that? How did you study? What did you do?
It's very easy to study. You have to download some just trial tests online, apps.
Yes.
and then you do that like 15 times, and then you're done, and then you know the answers.
Yeah. So if you do enough of the test, you see the questions.
There's a lot of stuff that I learned. For example, green and gold, the colours of Australian sports, like the Commonwealth, and which are also they are green and gold because they are the colours of the Australian National Recycling Willy Bin. I don't know.
That's right.
The green and gold.
The questions that are asked in that test really do reflect, would make you question some things about our culture. Because, knowing Don Bradman's average, just really, is that going to make you a good citizen?
Well, that used to be on the old one, but I know now 99.94.
Yeah, exactly.
And yes,
very
99.94, very important. A legend, Don Bradman, a legend, which is an imperfect hero. That's what it is.
Imperfect hero.
Because he did. Yeah, that's
didn't
what
get the 100.
He didn't get the 100, and I think that's very Australian. Like Australians, I'm gonna speak as
one of us.
we don't like perfect people. We have the
true.
tall poppy syndrome. I think Don Bradman on his last chance, he was like, I'm gonna get egged, I'm gonna get duck, and then I'm gonna get duck, and then because this is very Australian. 100 is too perfect. We don't like that.
It's a great point.
We call them
off,
like
wank.
Can we say that word?
Yeah.
If you had 100, it would be a wanker.
Yeah, that's right.
99, that's very Australian.
And we're going greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But not quite
But
perfect.
not quite. That's what a legend is.
Yes,
It's a
it's
legend.
true.
A legend is an imperfect superhero. Because everything in Australia is balanced. You have to nah. It's a bit of nah.
Yeah, nah is the yin yang of Australia, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what if you say, oh, you're gonna meet my mate Jono? He's a legend. You know that Jono is a great person, but he's also a dickhead.
You know that Jono's done some stuff.
Jono is a hardworking man.
Yes.
Jono is a hardworking man. He supports his extended family. He gives money to charity, volunteers for great causes.
Yes.
But when Jono gets drunk, he likes to light his
He
lights his pubes on fire while singing horses like Darryl Braithwaite.
Yes. You really did do the citizenship test.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But when you first came over to Australia, no one would have guessed you're from Venezuela. I'd imagine.
Yeah,
Venezuela.
Not that one. Because Spanish is spoken in many countries, and I physically don't look much South American Latino because my family's from Spain. So
right.
Yeah.
What's the biggest insult for you? So if you met an Aussie and you said to them, "Oh, are you from New Zealand?"
Yes.
I think that is the greatest insult. What would be the equivalent for you?
Wow, I don't like to get into this stuff.
So if we were to call you a Colombian, would that be good or bad?
I have so many great Colombian friends. They're like because that's the thing. If they say, "Are you from New Zealand?" but you're an immigrant in another country, I'm pretty sure your best friends are going to be Kiwis in that country.
I mean,
so that's why if you're let's say in Spain and then you migrate there, you meet some Kiwis, they're going to be your best mates, and that's what happens with Venezuelans and Colombians. Like,
you stick together.
Yeah. So we stick together because we watch each other's soap operas, so we know a lot. We know a lot from each other's country.
It's a great point.
Yeah.
Comedy in your second language.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, stand-up comedy in your first language is a difficult proposition, right?
Yeah.
But doing it in your second language, so much more difficult.
Well, the thing is, I did comedy in Venezuela, and I found out that this is the best thing I could do because you just work 1 hour a night.
Yes.
So when at most, exactly. That's only in festival season.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. Like our outside festival season is 10 minutes a night. 10 minutes. So when I migrated to Australia, I didn't migrate because I wanted to do comedy in Australia. I had other priorities. Just wanted to be safe. Like my country wasn't safe, so I wanted to be in a place where I wasn't worrying about guns and stuff like that.
Sure.
And when I started doing comedy in English, the first thing you need to do is a reference and catch up with the local values.
Yes.
Because if your culture doesn't have, if what you're saying goes against the values of the audience, the jokes will never be funny.
It's not going to land. Yeah.
So the values were very, very similar in regards of taking the piss on each other and making fun of yourself. It's a beautiful thing in Australia that you have a great sense of humor here.
Yeah.
And then the references. That's why I got very into. Let's learn about cricket. Let's learn about the what a dickhead is, what a legend is. So that's what I did.
It's pretty much the same, isn't it?
And then I think English is such a precise language for comedy because the subject is at the end, so you can have the punchline always goes at the end, and it's a lot easier. And my limited vocabulary in English made me be a better writer because I had to just do the jokes with the words that I have that I could.
So it's almost like minimalist comedy, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So because you can one of the worst things about comedy is stand-up is to talk too much and not go too straight to the punchline, and the audience will be distracted. So I think doing it in English with limited vocabulary made me a better writer. Plus, the hard work was checking the references and understanding the culture. So...
Well, you've nailed it.
Thank you.
You're doing great
nailed
stuff.
it, mate.
Nailed it.
Get on your cob.
on.
Ivan, where did the Too Easy thing come from? That's the name of your show.
That's an Aussieism.
Oh, Too Easy.
Too easy. Now, where's my Too Easy? She'll be right. She'll be right. It's because this is the land of now. Where is too? Well, she'll be right. Who the hell is this woman? Like, let's talk about who is she?
Well, what we know about her is she'll be right.
Yeah, the entire hope.
She's too easy.
Yeah, the entire hope of Australia depends on this woman being right.
Yes.
Who
she's a woman.
lady?
Of course, she's right.
She's right. So it's called Too Easy because I do, as I said before, I do my life as after the entire immigration thing was behind, and then becoming a full-time comedian. My life now is too easy, and I do nothing all day. And so I've been having lots of conversations with my psychiatrist about how to bring my life into with the right amount of effort.
So the right amount being some.
Should be right.
Yeah, some effort. Not zero. Life is not about no effort at all. The minimum amount. No, it's about the right amount. You know, like a good poo. You know, like because too much effort, it's constipation.
That's
no
a great
effort,
point.
it's.
I mean, when you put it that way.
Yeah, it's
some
about the right amount of effort.
So that is such a great feeling, by the way, when you just
let's not go into it.
With the right amount. Yeah. My kind of sense of humor.
Skip out.
Yeah.
It's all about the fibre. The fibre. Now, Ivan, you said that you moved to Australia 12 years ago?
Yeah.
And so, my question is, did you move for love? Like, did an Australian woman lure you here, or did you just choose to leave Venezuela and then meet an Australian woman?
I chose to leave Venezuela. I came here married, and then we got divorced a couple of years after migrating. And how many years later? Well, 10 years later, I'm getting married again this year. So my partner, we've been living together for 4+ years.
Yes.
And we're eloping. I know you're not supposed to announce you're eloping.
That
by definition is a secret escapade. There's no secret. We just didn't find a word for we're getting married. No one's invited. No one.
If you're back home, would you have to have 1 million people to your wedding?
Yeah, but
How
it's a
big
lot
was the
cheaper.
first
Not like
wedding?
here in Australia, you go to any place and you say you're going to get married.
Yeah.
It's minimum 5K, 50K.
All you get here is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
So it's too expensive. I wish I could invite a lot of people, and I love them all equally, but they're equally not invited.
Not that much.
Not that much.
Yeah. Did you have an engagement party?
No. Engagement parties, that's a weird thing for me because we don't have them in Venezuela. Like, what are you celebrating? Like, does someone have an idea without accomplishing the idea?
It's like you can come to this, but you're not invited to the wedding. So we want you to be involved, and we want a present.
Consolation.
You want a present,
but you're not going to get an invite to the wedding.
And you want a present.
Yes.
So they want you to invest in this idea that, because I know people who got engaged and then they separated before the wedding.
Yes.
So they want you to invest in this plan that you don't know if it's going to come to fruition. That's not an engagement party. That's a Ponzi scheme. That's what it is.
It's a Ponzi.
It's like, why are you celebrating someone he's not accomplishing one? Just the idea. Like that's like complimenting and celebrating someone who's wearing active wear all day without going to the gym. Well done.
Yes.
You thought about going to the gym. That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah. No, that's true. Nice work.
That's bang on.
And your show is Too Easy. So this is a show you did at the Melbourne Comedy Festival, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And you're taking it around the country now. Look at you go.
Take it around the country. So it's ripe and it's juicy. It's a juicy show now.
Yeah.
Juicy with a lift.
I've got a list, so we're bang on.
Juicy with a lift sounds juicier.
That's
like
that
this.
Juicier.
This orange is so juicy.
This is a Spanish thing, isn't it? So this is what this is the joy that Miguel gives us as well. So when we hear him say stuff like that, say juicier again.
Juicy.
Stop it. Yeah. Stop it.
Before we let you go, I always ask this to comedians that come in here. What was your previous job? Because most of them seem to come back as
lawyers and doctors.
Like full-on jobs before.
Well, you're not going to believe this. I used to work in a brewery. I was a brewmaster.
You gave that up?
Yeah.
You gave that up for comedy.
But drinking beer is still part of the job.
You're a brewmaster.
But in a corporate, in Venezuela, I worked for 4 years. So I studied food technology, which is the science part of food. And then I did a master's in Spain because my family is there in brewing and malting technology. And then I worked in Venezuela for 4+ years as a part of the brew house in a big brewery.
Yeah,
so,
and did you think where will these skills translate? Australia.
Yeah, just drinking beer is part of the job.
Yeah,
I don't brew any more beer. I see there's so much delicious beer in Australia, and I really don't like just.
Does everybody
just
hit you up for home brew advice? Do you get cornered at parties?
No, because when you work for a big corporation that makes it's just big machinery and just pressing buttons on a screen, and then there's not a. It's not as fun as microbreweries and home brewers. Yeah. I didn't get to play with different types of hops or different type of barley. We have to be extremely consistent and worry about volumes. So it's not the same. It's not the same.
And if anybody's coming to your show tonight, Caitlin...
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. You had a question, didn't you? A really pertinent question.
Should you bring your baby? And how would you deal with it?
You have a child. A baby. So... You have to acknowledge the baby straight away. It's the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
You have to go...
The baby elephant in the room.
Hey, the baby elephant. Yeah. So, hey, guys, there is a baby in the room. You go, there's a baby. If the baby cries, you know there is a baby. And then you have to tell, like, very directly and not directly, indirectly, whatever, left and right hand. You go, hey, parents, you know, if the baby cries, you can get out and in as many times as you want.
What if they're sitting right in the middle of the room?
I will tell them to
they
go.
They can pass the baby down the road.
Pass the baby, yeah.
So that people can bring a baby, but you will bring attention to the baby, but don't bring rabbits because, as we've discovered, you're allergic to them.
A little bit allergic, yeah. But I can't touch them. I'll get
babies or rabbits?
Either, yeah. Both. You know that thing when they hand me a baby, I go, no thanks, I'm full.
Ivan Aristeguieta's show is called Too Easy. It's the Astor Theatre tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Tickets from perthcomedyfestival.com.au. Go along and see him because he's a great Aussie. Thanks for coming in, Ivan.
Thank you so much, guys.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Sean, you've got some issues at home. Do you want to run through it?
Mate, we've got 25 minutes left. If I was on until Smallsy, I still wouldn't get my times in. I was talking to you this morning, Nat, because I've been... during the week... my wife Megan, she's like, okay, this is what I want for Mother's Day. Perfect. And it was pretty simple.
This is a very common conversation in houses all over Australia at the moment because Mother's Day's coming and everyone's like, I don't know what to get her. She told you what she wanted. So that makes it so much easier for you.
Yeah, so Caitlin, she said she wants a Peter Alexander
pyjamas.
Pyjamas.
Easy.
There's something else. I don't know what it was. I might have forgot. But, I throw in a candle because that's always a winner. At my house, no problem at all. Something else, whatever. And then I was like, okay. So last night we were about to have dinner, and I said to my second oldest son, Coops and Sonny, after school, I will take you guys up to Garden City. We'll go and get Mum her stuff. And then she pipes in, nah, you're not getting it. I'm getting my own present because you'll stuff it up. And I know exactly what I want. I'm going to get my present.
So not only she didn't want pyjamas from Peter Alexander. She wanted a particular set of pyjamas from Peter Alexander, or she wanted to be able to just pick them out herself because she didn't trust your instincts.
I think all of the above, but I think it's easy for her to say, I want this, and here's a photo of them.
Yeah, but what happens if you get to the shop and they don't have that size? So then you have to pick something else. I feel like it is just easier for her to go because she might find other things she likes better instead.
Because he hasn't made any effort. He's done everything, and he wants to look like he's done something.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm putting in a massive effort. I'm just saying I need to like her birthday present. I should be purchasing purchasing it. Not you going and buy your thing and saying, "Oh, this is what I got for my birthday."
Because you know that at some point she's going to go, "I had to get my own present."
100%.
You want that?
I know there's a lot of people with difficult people like that. We're getting birthday presents, getting any kind of gift, and then they beat you to the punch.
So do you buy the Peter Alexander pajamas? This isn't an ad for Peter Alexander, by the way. No. But do you buy and get a gift receipt so that she can then return them? Because she's going anyway. She's going anyway. Seabass is shaking her head.
Saying? I think you should get her a Peter Alexander gift voucher that you give to her on the day that she can then go. Then you've technically bought the present for her and she can go pick whatever she wants.
Because you have been to the store.
And you put it in a lovely card with some beautiful words about how special she is to you. And then job done. Easy peasy.
Just need a card that says all that. And I'll just sign it.
Pre-printed.
S-Mac number 8.
And it just...
Are you one of these people, by the way? Because a lot of people have difficult people in their lives that way.
I love a voucher because when I get to the shop, it's like, oh, I didn't know this, and how great is this? And I would like this instead. So my sister, once again, I love Peter Alexander, so let's run with this. She bought me a Peter Alexander shirt, beautiful. It wasn't the right size, so I went in, and when I went in to change the size, I actually found something I liked better. So and then I was like, oh, am I going to offend her by swapping it out? So the voucher's
the way to go. Yeah. So then you've got something to wrap up and put in the card.
Yep, it's the thought that counts.
Look, are there difficult people to buy for? It doesn't need to be mum. It's just that we're thinking about it because it's Mother's Day. But there's somebody in your life that you always struggle. My mum says, like Christmas, oh, don't buy me a present. She doesn't want. She literally doesn't want anything, and she's in her mid-80s now. And I think she's like, no, I've got enough stuff. Everything I've ever wanted, I've had. I don't want anything else. And I'm like, Mum, I'm not going to buy you nothing. So there has to be something.
Nat, I actually believe Val would say that and mean it.
She does mean it.
She does mean it.
This is the problem.
But there's those people that say, I don't want anything.
No.
Oh,
no, my mum means it.
And they...
So I bought her a book, and because I know that she doesn't like to read.
What a punishment, eh? What a punishment.
But I'm like,
if someone bought me a book,
whereas my dad's like, what are you getting me?
That's good.
That's the difference between them. Caitlin, your mum, has she given you a list of things that you want for Mother's Day?
So she's given me the same thing as what your mum said. I don't want a present. I don't want a present, but I want you to come over to my house and do chores.
Oh,
and do you know what?
That's awful.
I mean, I'm an adult now, so that's fine. But the worst thing is my boyfriend, she wants him to do chores. And I feel slightly bad because it's not his mum.
No.
He shouldn't be doing chores for her. That should be my job.
Yes.
But yet I will be asking him to climb up on the roof and clean the gutters out while I drink tea with her inside.
It's relationship goals.
I'm more than happy acts of service. I would rather do something with someone than buy them a present. So I think since I've moved back to Perth, that's been a big focus with my family in particular is we won't buy things, but we'll go out for dinner or we'll go to a holiday or we'll do something together.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's nice. All right, Steph's in Dawesville. Hi, Steph.
Morning, guys. How you going?
Good,
Great, Steph. Is it difficult? Is there someone in your life who's really difficult to buy a present for?
Look, apparently it's me.
Yes, okay.
Yes. So I've been with my husband for 15 years, since we were 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
And, for example, 2 years ago for Christmas, he bought me a skincare package, and it had all these beautiful perfume things from Byron Bay.
Oh.
I have severe eczema and dermatitis since baby.
Yes.
So I did the whole, I love it, it's so beautiful, thank you. And then the following Christmas, I got the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah, because you said thank you and that you really like it. Yeah, okay, keep going.
Yeah. So then I had 2 full skincare boxes, and I said to my husband, look, I have to show you this. This is my last Christmas present. I really didn't need this. So much so that I, yesterday, went to Coles and bought myself a $250 gift voucher for Mother's Day. And I'm now on my way to TK Maxx to buy my own Mother's Day present.
Oh, it's definitely safer, Steph, for you.
What does Steph want from Mother's Day from TK Maxx? What are you getting?
Oh, look, I am a candle fiend. So all I'm asking for is some candles, something that smells pretty, that doesn't go on my body.
Right, okay.
Isn't that amazing?
I mean, that should be easy, candles. Though. That should be easy for... He could have done that, surely.
Candle.
My husband before every special birthday or event for like 3 weeks. I'm like, oh my gosh, the local massage place has a special. This is going to be so great, and it never comes.
He just thinks you're making polite conversation, yeah. Good on you, Steph. 15 happy years, though. Rachel's in Yanchep. Hi, Rach.
Oh, hi. Hi, team. How are you going?
Good, Rach.
Talk to us. Who is difficult to buy for?
It's my son's girlfriend. They've been going out for 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been together 4 years, and I made the mistake. It was the very first time asking what she wanted, and she basically sends me a fully highlighted spreadsheet of what she'd like.
Yes, and like specific, as in, like, she's not just saying a candle. She would give you the make and model and the store that you have to get it from, right?
The exact Pandora charm, the cost and where it is, and what collection it's from. And I'm like, there is a price limit on this, you know?
Yes.
Because you're like, got 20 things that are highlighted on the list, and I'm like, okay, where do I start here?
With the cheapest one, I would suggest. Start at the low end. Yeah. I mean, at least on the flip side, you know that she's getting something she likes.
That's true.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A bit of pros and cons to that one.
Yeah, we had something similar for a Secret Santa this year where you actually sent the group the exact thing that you wanted. So then when you got there on Christmas Day, the thing that you asked for was there. But once again,
so what was the secret? Who gave it to you?
Yeah, who gave it to you was the secret. Yes, it was the secret. But then I was like, why would you not just buy... Like, I was literally buying a $50 gift for someone and they were buying a $50 gift. Yeah. Like, I could have bought it for myself.
Yeah, that's right. Wrapped it up, put it on the tree and looked surprised when you opened it. Because you knew what you were getting regardless.
Size, colour, everything.
That's amazing. Thanks, Rachel. Jess is in Joondalup. Hello.
Hi, how you going?
Great,
Hi,
Jess.
Jess.
Who's hard to buy for?
So this is my mother and my grandmother, both Scottish women, so I don't know if that adds to the detail. But one year my mother decided she wanted to treat her mother. She bought her a $200 handbag, because my nan's quite into handbags.
Yes.
And she gave it to her, and my nan's like, oh, thank you so much. And then the next week, my mum picked her up. She goes, where's your new handbag? She goes, oh, that's not really my thing. I just gave it to Rita. She gave it to her friend. So my mum was like, I would have had that back. That was quite expensive. She's like, it just wasn't my thing anyway. I don't know why you go out and bought me that. And actually gave my mum a full lecture of how dare she bought her a handbag to begin with.
That's amazing. I mean, I guess once you've given it to somebody, it's theirs. They can do whatever they like. But it's like immediately giving it to somebody else is a bit rough, isn't it?
$200.
I know, right? Sean, the shock.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.